Hello, Walden families. My name is Stephen Vinkel. I'm principal at Walden Public School. I'd like to thank you for joining us today for this video. This is a chance for us to show you around the building so you have a sense of what your child or children will expect when they start school next week. You'll see that we put a lot of different safety measures in place and also some new procedures, all meant to make our school welcoming and safe for our students who are returning next week. It's been a long few months, but we're very excited to welcome our students back, and today's this chance for us to take a look together. Let's go for a walk. We're outside now. This is the bus loading and unloading zone. On the first day of school, we'll have a whole bunch of buses that will be arriving beginning around 8:30. We ask that if you're dropping your kids off that you don't use this area. We'll show you in a minute where you drop off your kids. Buses will be disembarked one bus at a time. Students will come right off the bus and go right into the school. This is the area where kindergarten students, whether you're dropping off your child or if they're coming off the bus and they're junior kindergarten or kindergarten, they're going to use this entrance into our lobby. This is also the entrance and exit for our daycare. This is a really exciting time for our students, especially kindergarten. They're going to use these doors to enter the building throughout the first week and throughout the whole year. You'll notice there's a hand sanitizing station. Students will come in where kindergarten teacher will be ready to receive them. This is where our students, if they're walkers or if they take a bike to school or a scooter, where they're going to leave their bikes, they're going to use the crosswalk. This is the area of the playground where our students grades 1 through 6 will enter. So whether you're walking or coming off the bus, this is the area where you'll walk through, and I'll show you in a minute where you're supposed to enter the building at the back. I'm going to show you where you walk to get inside the school. So come follow me. So this is called the junior doors, and if students have been here before, you definitely know what I'm talking about. So if you're in Miss Andrews' class or grades 4, 5, or 6, these are the doors you're going to use to enter the building. If you're primary, grade 1, 2, or 3, you're going to use the far doors or the primary doors to enter and exit the building. Students will be lined up just outside the doors in their cohorts and physically distanced. When they come inside the school, they're going to use some hand sanitizer after they put their mask on, apply the hand sanitizer, and then make their way to their classroom. This is the front entrance of the school, and this is our buzzer system. This is if you need to drop off your child after the morning bell or come during the day for appointments. You'll notice that pylons are marked, so every square is a nice area for you to stand, so if someone's already here, you can physically distance from that person. After you've buzzed to let us know that you're here to pick up or drop off a child, we ask you to stand here so that you can be clearly seen in the camera, and we will let your child in through these doors. Parents are not allowed into the building at this time. This is a sign that shows all the different safety measures that we have in place. It's a really nice visual to show that we have a multi-layered approach to our safety and how we're working together to keep everyone safe. At every entrance to the building, you'll notice a little stop sign, a reminder about our COVID-19 pre-screening questionnaire. This has to be answered by anyone entering the building every day. So when your child wakes up in the morning, make sure that you've gone through that questionnaire and answered the questions. If your child's good to go, send it to school. This is our main entrance to the building. If students are running late or if they have an appointment and they're coming back from one, they'll come in through the main entrance after they've buzzed in. If there's already a student here waiting, they'll be asked to stand on one of the markers. Once it's their turn, they go to the station, they make sure the secretary sees them, they use the hand sanitizer, and then they head up to class. When students are in the building, staff are required to wear face shields as well as masks. Students will only be required to wear masks. You'll notice also we have a lot of signage around the building, so if students are having some trouble remembering some of these guidelines, they have visual reminders all around the building. Earlier I had mentioned that there is a variety of safety measures in place. One of them are directional signs. Students will know to walk on the right-hand side or left-hand side depending on what direction they're moving up and down the stairs or down the halls. Here's one of our hallways with some directional signs. Students will know to go up the right-hand side of the hallway, physically distanced, and when they come down the other way, they'll know to walk down the right-hand side of the hallway, also with nice distance between them. This is the entrance to the gym, and this is another area where we put markers down so students are reminded to keep physically distanced. This is our water fountain, and you'll notice that it's covered in a bag. That's because we're not allowed to have students use the water fountains. There's signage that reminds them of this and the bag. You'll notice we have a water bottle filling station. We're very fortunate. However, there's only one in the building. So we do ask that when you send the water bottle with your child's name, that you fill it with water before school. Here's one of our water fountains. You can see the bags over a sign that says drinking fountains closed, but don't worry, if you bring your water bottle, you can use water bottles throughout the day. Oh, and here's a sign, no gathering. Means we can't have too many kids clustering in an area. To reduce congestion or gathering in the hallway, students won't be using lockers. They'll be asked to bring everything they have with them into their classrooms. We're upstairs in the junior area. These are our bathrooms. You'll notice we have a very large space to have students physically distance and wait for their bathroom break. There are scheduled bathroom breaks for classrooms, so students will have opportunities throughout the day at scheduled times to use the bathroom. If your child has to use the washroom outside of their scheduled break, we're fortunate to have extra bathrooms so that they're able to use the facilities. Many of our classrooms have sinks, so this is an area where students will practice hand hygiene. For those classrooms that don't have sinks, we have hand sanitizer in every room. Outside classrooms or directly inside the classroom, there'll be a station ready with hand sanitizer, as well as signage reminding kids to use the hand sanitizer before they enter the classroom. I'm sure some of you are wondering what some of our classrooms look like. Let's go take a peek. This is an example of one classroom. Every classroom is a little bit different, but you will notice that the desks are physically spaced to allow distancing. We're also waiting for the arrival of plexiglass. So for our students in grades 1 through 3, they'll have their own plexiglass area. We're now in a French immersion classroom, and you'll notice that the students have their own individual pack. What's nice about this is that the students can have their own school supplies. It cuts down on having to share. Here's another classroom, and you can see how the teachers arrange things just a little bit differently. The desks are still physically apart, and we're ready for students. We're in a kindergarten room now, and you can see where the teacher has taped off little apples that the students can stand on as they wait for the use of the bathroom. In and around the room, you also notice that our students have baskets for personal items, as well as tape, just as a nice visual reminder for students that this is their area to work. So this is recess time. We have a really great big playground. We're really fortunate to have all the space we need so that we can have a junior and a primary recess. So you'll notice I'm outside, I'm not wearing a mask. So when students come outside, they can put their masks in their pockets, or if they have something to carry it, and then they can play freely within their cohort. We're going to have the playground set up in zones, and you'll notice there's all kinds of colors on this map. So there's going to be zones where cohorted students can play safely, as long as they're physically distanced. You can see some of the pylons out now. We have different colored zones, so it's going to be really simple for our students to know where they're allowed to play. This is the pickup area at the end of the day. It's right outside our library. Students will be physically distanced, and then they're going to come inside, make sure they've used the hand sanitizer, and distance themselves in the library, ready for pickup. Parents and family members will be outside waiting. This is the pickup area. This is used at the end of the day as well as the beginning of the day. So if you are dropping your kids off, this is the area where you're going to come and drive to drop your kids off, not the bus loading zone. At the end of the day, we're standing right outside the library, and you see that we have markers reminding us that outside you don't need to wear a mask as long as you can keep physically distanced from other families and other parents. This is the entrance to the library. A staff member will come to you outside. That is when you'll tell the staff member who you're here to pick up. Another staff member inside will get your child and bring your child outside to you. This is our room where we've designated as our isolation room. So if one of our students develops symptoms during the day, teachers contact the office, students are brought down wearing PPE, brought into the room, and you'll notice that we've arranged the room so there's space between all of the pods. Students have the option, if they're not feeling well, to limp this on the ground and lie on it. This area, of course, would be well disinfected after every use. We ask that when you come to pick up your child, that you wait in your car, call into the office, and we'll bring your child through these doors out to you to your vehicle. Well, that concludes the tour of the school. I hope you had a lot of fun. You'll notice I look a little bit different than I did at the start of the video. I'm wearing a face shield, and on the first day of school, our educators, our staff around the building will be wearing these or a pair of goggles. So we will look a little bit different, but of course, behind the masks and behind the goggles are smiles. We really are excited to see you on the first day of school. We've really worked hard to prepare for our students, and we look forward to seeing all of their faces and all of you next week, September 8th, 9th, or 10th. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everyone.